Hey everybody, this is Unrealfluff, and today I'm going to be telling you all my first impressions of computer gaming and a little bit of Oblivion while we're doing that. So the first thing that I can notice straight off is that if you go to your options in any of the games, you can... Oh, wrong one. Crap. You can change the resolution. You can change all of this, and in consoles I am fairly sure that you couldn't do really any of this. I know you couldn't change the resolution though, which is really important, because if you have a good enough computer, you can you can run it really well. If you don't have that great of a computer, you can run it, very minimally. So I'm just gonna play whatever I'm on. I think I just started a character today and started playing a little bit. So another thing that I noticed is that it looks way better than a console. Like, I don't know if you all could see this right now. If I still had Oblivion, I would put a side-by-side kind of thing. But everything on here just looks really good. I mean, this is Oblivion, not Skyrim, because I don't have that at the moment. But, I mean, all of this, it looks, great. That was another thing that I noticed about PC gaming, is that all of the graphics could be much better or much worse. Like, if I show you, oh, well, I can't show you all because it'll make me restart, but I could change the resolution and make it so low that, I couldn't tell the difference between this brick and that brick. They would all just be like a big blur or whatever. So another thing that I noticed about that is that, or about PC gaming, is that you don't have to have a great PC to run any, well, not any game, most games. I mean, some games require a higher level of maintenance, or not maintenance, but higher level of hardware. So you could have, like a 7-year-old Dell desktop, and you could play, Minecraft, Oblivion, Skyrim, most games on the lowest video resolution, and you could still be able to play it without, ripping your hair out. The second thing that I noticed, which I think is huge, is that the loading screens are very, very minimal. I mean, I remember, because I used to have this game on my Xbox, when I would play this on my Xbox, one of the things that really, it just made me mad was that when I was playing, sometimes I would just hit these certain spots where it just would not load. And I would have to, completely restart my console. And, I'm sure that happens on computers too, but it hasn't happened to me, and I've been playing all day. Nothing like that has happened. So, and one of the things that I haven't really looked into much, just mainly because I don't really have any games that I want to do this with, is modding. You can mod, anything in your game, and you can play however you want to play. You could I mean, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. You can play different than anyone else, you know, ever. Chances are that someone isn't going to have uh, the exact same, you know, mods as you, the exact same resolution, the exact, you know, all of that stuff. Everything could be exactly or completely different, and, you know, that could be part of your experience. That could be, you know, one of the things that you strive to do is just to have everything be different. So, like, if you're doing commentaries like I am now, you could, you know, you could have a mod that, like, I've seen mods where your map, it looks like real grass, and you can see the cities, like actually see them, and you know, instead of like a paper looking map. I always thought that was really cool for Oblivion, because the map never looked very appealing to me. Or, you know, they have mods where you can take out a spell and cast it, and, you know, like a spider will pop up that looks like Spider-Man. I don't know. They have crazy stuff that you can just do all on your own, and chances are that someone is not going to have that same thing. Um, and I mean, I had a laptop for a while, or not, you know, for a while. I still have a laptop that, wasn't, you know, built for anything in, in particular. So I used it for school. My mom used it for, you know, whatever she does. And, you know, it worked, you know, perfectly fine for that kind of stuff. But I tried to game with it, and it wasn't bad, but, you know, it could have been way better. And, that was one of the things that, you know, drove me to buy like a actual desktop made specifically, you know, for gaming. Now, one of the most controversial topics about, you know, PC gaming is that the cost is, you know, extreme. And whenever I ask people, you know, like why they don't play games on their computer, they usually say because, you know, the cost is too expensive to play what I would like to, you know, play with. And, to them, you know, I just, I just say, well, you know, if you are getting say you're buying a brand new Xbox, that's, I don't know, like $300, you can buy a computer, and, you know, you can make a computer for $500, you know, and you could play games on it perfectly fine. And, usually, I don't know if this is on every, you know, game or whatever, but on Steam, most of you would know Steam if you are the slightest bit, of a PC gamer at the moment. But, Steam is basically a community like the PlayStation Network or like Xbox Live, where you can buy games and, you know, you download them, you play them, and they're like practically dirt cheap. Like I know Skyrim right now is $40 on Steam, and if I'm remembering right, it's still $60. You know, as a copy on consoles. And there's a lot of free-to-play games. They have, you know, MMOs. They have pretty much any kind of game that you can think of. And, I mean, they have, like, racing games. No. Okay, sorry guys. My capture card, or my capture software just completely died out on me because I was taking too long, basically. I completely forgot what I was talking about. Well, whatever. So, basically my thoughts and feelings on PC gaming is that if you're, if you want better graphics, if you want, a modding community, if you want, any kind of, um, you know, individuality with your gaming, I'd say, PC gaming is probably gonna work out for you. But if you think the price is too much or, whatever, stick to console gaming. And I think what I was gonna talk about was, if you want to get into, making videos on YouTube, if you want to get into, like, being a commentator, for, oh crap, if you want to get into, any of that stuff, I mean, any of that, it's mainly that, but, if you are trying to get into that kind of stuff, there is a lot of free, there's a lot of free, I'm trying to completely remember what it's called, because I'm just out of it right now. Capture software that, is great. I mean, like what I'm using right now, Bandicam, is free, and there's only, I mean, you can buy a full version of it, but, you can use it without it, and it's not a trial or anything. So those are my thoughts and feelings. I'm very happy with my computer for playing with it, and if you want to add me on Steam, I will put my name in the description, and I'll put a link to the Steam website. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining me on this epic battle through, the land of Cyrodiil and my brain of, computers and such. And yeah, thank you, and good night.